Vapi or LiveKit. If you are building phone agents, you have to pick one. And most of what you find online is just a table of features that doesn't really help. If you don't know me, my name is Tim. I run Eximus.io, an AI voice agency, and I've been at it for about 3 years, building phone agents that real businesses pay multiple 5 figures for. And today, I will explain you the differences between Vapi and LiveKit and which one you should choose for your voice agent. So here's the plan. First, we have the straight comparison. This is what you probably came here for, but then afterwards, I will show you why that comparison is a bit of a trap and also what the better question is. Then I will show you which one to pick in plain rules, and at the end, that's the part that nobody talks about, which is what switching really costs. So what if you change your mind later? Let's go. And today we will use this neat board right here to make the comparison. On the left we have Vapi, on the right we have LiveKit, and obviously Vapi is, let's just get the pen right here. Vapi is basically a phone agent that already works. You can set it up, you can click around in the dashboard. I made a video about that. You can watch it up here. Or alternatively, you can use API calls to build an agent quickly, tune the settings however you want them to be. But yeah, I mean, you can just have a quick agent build really fast, and you can have a real call today. Genuinely, it's fast to set up and it's easy to set up. But for this ease, Vapi is charging you a per minute fee for running the agent for you, for their platform. They are charging a platform fee. 5 cents, I think it's at the moment. Don't quote me on that. But then in addition to that, you pay the phone line, which is normally your carrier. It's on its own, so it's either Twilio or Telnix or whatever. And then you also pay the model. So the average agent on Vapi, I would say, has between 10 and 15 cents of cost for the agent itself, so platform and the models. And then you have additional cost for the phone line, which is always, or not always, but often built by the actual telephony provider. And on Vapi, you can change the settings, you can play around, but you can't decide how it works on the inside. That's where flexibility is just not gone, but almost not there. And then LiveKit, on the other hand, hands you all the parts that you need to build the agent, but not the finished thing. LiveKit is basically only a Python framework. That's how I would think about it, or you can also write TypeScript. So you write the agent yourself in code. This is important, in code. You can also use the LiveKit dashboard to click an agent, but it's way less flexible as if you just use code. And even if you don't know how to code, with Codex or Cloud Code, for example, you can actually build an agent fairly quickly, and then you can run it on your own server. This is cool. This is important because this gives you total flexibility. You can self-host a LiveKit agent. You don't have to worry about a platform fee that just eats your margin. You can also host it on LiveKit Cloud, which just gives you more flexibility. And the beautiful thing here is that you can run LiveKit on a server which is near yourself. So for example, on Vapi, GDPR compliance is a bit of a difficult thing. It's not impossible, but with LiveKit, that's just a given. And also, you do not have a per minute platform fee or agent fee because you build it yourself. You just don't have to worry about this. You pay for your server, you pay for your own time, obviously, but also just for the models with no markup. And you can change anything. It's your code. You can do whatever you want. You are completely flexible. So for the setup, Vapi is faster, but LiveKit is yours. If you need to build a voice agent really quick, Vapi is probably your call. But if you have a bit more time and want to build a solid system with, which you can have control about everything, then go with LiveKit. And with that, let's continue to why this is not a fair fight. Why you shouldn't actually make this comparison. Because Vapi is a finished product. Vapi basically hands you the agent already. You just have to like put in the settings you want, but everything's done already. And LiveKit is just a box of parts. It's like comparing a car to an engine and 4 wheels. Both can get you to your destination, but only one drives off the lot today. And therefore the question is not which is better, but the question is how much of this do you actually want to own and how much of this do you actually want to control. If you want to own less, so you can move fast, you need to choose Vapi, but then you live in someone else's box. You don't have full control. And if you want to own more, you can't change anything. You have full flexibility, you can do whatever you want, but you also have to fix it at 2 a.m. when the server goes down. And by the way, if you are thinking about retail, if you're thinking about Blend, they are similar to Vapi. Like everything I say about Vapi also is true for them. And Pipekit, if you are familiar with that, basically sits next to LiveKit. So again, the question you should ask yourself is how much of this do you actually want to own and control? These are the things you should ask yourself. Quick one. If you are building phone agents for a business, yours or a client's, and you want to rather just have somebody build and run the whole thing for you, that's what I do at Eximus. Link is in the first description. You can, just book a call and we can go through your setup, what you need, and then decide if voice is the right move for you. See you on the call and back to the video. So this brings us to part number 3. Which one should you actually choose? And the first question is, do you need a working call this week? If yes, then Vapi. If you need a quick demo, honestly, Vapi is probably the call, even though on LiveKit you can also have something to talk to quick. They have a good quick start, they have the agents platform, so you can actually talk to something. But the difficulty here is not to have something to talk to, but rather something that actually works in production. It's demo versus production, and to get a LiveKit agent to work over time, that's where the time goes, and that's why you should choose Vapi if you need something quick. Question number 2 is, do you need to control how it listens and how it talks? If you do need to have granular control about this, then you should choose LiveKit, because on Vapi you can control this in certain ways. You do have a few settings that you can tweak, but you're just limited on how. On LiveKit you do get the actual code with which you can control anything, and you can put in custom rules and whatnot. So if you need to control how it listens and how it talks, LiveKit. The third question is, where does the call audio have to live? And that's a big one for me, for example, because I live in Germany. I am based in the EU, and here we have quite a strict data compliance. And with LiveKit, you can actually just run your own servers in the EU, or even in my office, I could run it from my PC if I wanted to. And that's a normal and documented thing to do. On Vapi, this means that if you want to have EU hosting, you have to go with the enterprise plan. So for Vapi, having EU hosting means a conversation with their sales team. It's more expensive, it costs you more time, or it costs you some time to talk to them to figure out a deal. And if you don't have that big of a call volume anyways, it just doesn't make sense. So if you care about where the call audio has to live, also choose LiveKit. And by the way, these are the important questions, or some of the important questions. So choose wisely here. The next question is, what do you want the cost to look like? If you just want to get something working and you don't really care too much about the cost just right now, Vapi is probably a go-to, because Vapi is a fee per minute for actually just hosting the agent, plus obviously the models and then the telephony on top. And on LiveKit, on the other hand, you have no cost except the models themselves and maybe the server. It kind of depends on your setup, but in general I would say that LiveKit is definitely the more cost-effective option because of 2 reasons. Number 1, you don't have to pay the platform fee, and number 2, also you can choose from a much wider range of models, and those models are just cheaper. For example, if I wanted to use one of the better models on Vapi, I would probably choose GPT-4o or 4.1 or whatever, and they have a fixed cost. And on LiveKit, for example, I can choose their self-hosted Google Gemma 4 model, which is way cheaper, has lower latency, and is still performing good. So on the cost side, if you need to keep it cheap, go with LiveKit. And like if cost is secondary, but you just want to get something working, then choose Vapi. And the last question is kind of the one that nobody really asked about. Who is the one fixing it in 6 months? If you have a dashboard and you can just like click around a bit, look at the logs and change some settings to fix it, that's worth quite a lot. But if you have your own server, your own logs, your complete custom code, like there's so much more to troubleshoot, and it's way harder to troubleshoot than from the dashboard. So if it's you that will fix it, and you know the code base, you know what lives where and where to look for certain issues, then all power to you, go with LiveKit. But if you want less complexity in troubleshooting, but by the way, also more reliance on third parties, then choose Vapi. So who fixes it in 6 months? I would say here Vapi wins, just because fixing it in Vapi is just easier. And like, here's the truth. Most people watching this should probably stay on Vapi, because if you still need features, if you still need like a comparison, I don't think that switching to LiveKit would make sense. I think that if you want to switch to LiveKit and explore it just for like learning and fun, then all good. But if you watch this video, your production agents should probably stay on Vapi. And now let's talk about the last thing, which is what switching really costs. So we have kind of like 3 tiers here. The first one is what moves for free. So these are things like your phone numbers, your SIP trunk, and your provider API keys. So if you connect your own phone number with your own SIP trunk and your own provider keys like into Vapi, if you do that, then you can just take them directly and plug them as is into like LiveKit, or almost as is. The provider keys might be a bit of a different thing, because oftentimes we don't connect our own accounts to Vapi, but rather just use what Vapi provides us. So you will probably have to get your own provider keys if you switch to LiveKit. But like, if you don't do that, if you have your own provider keys, all good, just take them. Next up, what costs you an afternoon each. So these are things like the prompt. Here, the prompt itself is probably still fine, but the way the prompt is used in LiveKit is kind of different. Like, it's code. You can't just put it into a text box and then everything is fine. It's a bit more than that. And the same is for the tools. All the tools that your agent uses, the concept of how they work stay the same. Like the actual workflow of calendar booking doesn't change just because I go from Vapi to LiveKit. But the tools are also not just like the JSON schema or the dashboard view from which you see in Vapi. You actually have to write code for that, and this just takes time to get right. And also, the same is for the voice and the model picks. In Vapi, you have limited options. Those limited options are good, but on LiveKit, you have way more to choose from. So you are more inclined to just try out different things, which I would also like definitely recommend to find the one or to find the stack that you actually like using. But this also just takes time. This is not something you just decide now and then it will work, but you will also probably just test it out through the time. And then the last one, this is where the actual money goes and what actually takes time. And this is basically everything that listens to the call. So stuff like your n8n workflows. LiveKit has a different schema than Vapi, so you will need to rebuild those. The end of call reports. First of all, you need to create an end of call report. But second of all, like the schema, again, is different. So your complete end of call report workflow probably needs to change. Transfers and voicemail. This works differently in Vapi compared to LiveKit. You have to build this yourself. It's not too complicated, but this is actually taking time. The same for call logs. Where do you like save them? Where are they stored? How do you access them? Is there a dashboard to look at them? Like, these are things that you don't think about in the beginning, which really matter. And also like your own habits. So the framework you can think about this is that the agent itself, the core, is fairly easy to move. but everything around it, the glue, is not. This takes time. This needs to be gotten right, and you will probably not do it on the first shot. You probably thought before that it's more just like rewrite the prompt and then it's fine, but actually it's rewrite everything but the prompt. And that is just an enormous task. It takes time. But if you ask me, it's worth it. Let's get to the last bit. This is something I just want to drill home. I talked about this in my last video. You can watch it up here. Own the phone line either way. This is the actual part that locks you in, because if you buy your phone line like on Vapi, then you can't switch. You can't. The phone line is with Vapi, and you can't just take it and put it into a LiveKit agent. So like, go to like either Telnix or Twilio. Buy your own phone number and then plug that into Vapi. Because if you then want to switch at some point, then just like take the phone number and plug the same one into LiveKit. And then at the end of the day, you can pick what sits on top. So Vapi or LiveKit, also based on who has to fix it. If the person who has to fix it has no idea about code, they get shivers and they are afraid of code, then I would just wouldn't use LiveKit. If they are comfortable with code, if they know how to fix it, and yeah, like documentation is clear also in 6 months of time, then feel free to use LiveKit. And with that, thanks for watching this quick video. Just an explainer. If you have any question about it, feel free to ask them in the comments down below. Also give it a like and a subscribe if you think this was helpful to yourself. Also maybe just tell me in the comments which one of the two you actually use and which one you think is better. And again, if you want to build phone agents either for your business or for someone else's, but you would just rather have somebody actually handle the whole process for you, that's what I do at Eximus. Click the first link in the description down below to book a call with me so we can go through your setup and decide if voice AI is the right move for you right now. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Cheers.